folks, that wraps up the awards for 2010. I want to congratulate all the winners whose contribution improves the society that we live in.
And just as we lament the end of David Beckham's international career, we lament the end of this year's Muslim News Awards. I can see the disappointment on all your faces, but I can also hear a collective grumbling of stomachs. You all received a brochure when you came in. Please do look through that. It has all the winners from the last 10 years. And also, it has a special feature about how Muslims perceive themselves in 25 years' time. So please do look through that and do get involved and do comment.
We'd like to thank Zafar Malik from the US, who designed the brochure for free.
And just to let you all know, we didn't charge for our services, and I'm sure you'll agree we were worth every penny.
Actually, Yasser, I'm not sure that's true. These folks were applauding us. I think we should tell them the truth. We got paid some expenses. We got petrol. We got parking. And I also made sure that I flipped my house last week so I could stay at this hotel last night.
I think there's definitely some discrimination going on. So I was staying in a tent last night outside this. Is it because I was Muslim?
Well, moving swiftly on then. Thank you all for participating. We'd like to thank the guest speaker, the Home Secretary, those who presented awards, those who had the unenviable task of judging the awards, and to those who nominated.
We also would like to thank the advertisers and the sponsors. And if you'd like to be on next year's sponsor, please do get in touch with the Muslim News. I must thank the hard-working body of volunteers who always serve us with a smile. Let's give them a round of applause.
A big thank you to the Muslim News team who work tirelessly to ensure that we have a fantastic quality newspaper every month and who plan and produce this entire event.
Finally, we must not forget the man of the hour, the man who works so hard, who's just developed this over the last 10 years and the Muslim News for the last 20 years. Would you please be upstanding for Mr. Ahmed Versi? So, it's good night from Zora.
And it's good night from Yasser.
Good night.
Good night.
It's been a 10-year contribution in terms of the awards, but since 1989 in terms of Muslim News. And I think what we heard tonight was people celebrating the fact that this has become such an important part of the calendar now for politicians, for community groups, for academics, for sports men and women. And it's a really terrific way to celebrate the contribution of the Muslim community. The awards just gives the opportunity to celebrate what people are doing, and you'll see some of the emotional reaction of people who have been sometimes unsung heroes out in their constituencies, the head teacher, the academic, the people who sometimes wouldn't get that recognition, and to come here this evening and receive these awards, I think it's really, really important.
Thank you so much for your time. Lovely to meet you. So, what did you make of this evening's event?
I think it's a fantastic and inspirational evening, and it really shows the contribution that Muslims are making in so many aspects of British life, and as a great celebration, and of course a real tribute to Muslim News for 10 years of hard and useful work.
And do you feel that the Muslim News Awards for Excellence can really encourage the younger Muslim generations in the UK, not only the UK but around the world?
Of course they can, and I think it's really important that we have role models of success and achievement, and something that counters some of the mainstream media publicity, which is often focuses on the negative, the distorted, or the plain untrue in reporting. An event like tonight actually gives some real balance and some real pride and prestige, and I hope, frankly, needs a wider coverage than just Muslim News itself can offer.
And is this your first year at the event, and will you be coming again next year?
I'll certainly come again if I'm invited. It's the first year I've been at the event. I'm delighted that my department could sponsor one of the awards for promoting interfaith understanding, and I'd love to be here in another year.
Great to hear that, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a lovely remainder of your evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, and what do you think about tonight's event?
This is a great set of awards. It's a great occasion, being the 10th anniversary but you look around what is a huge venue and see it absolutely packed, huge commitment to the awards. I think everyone involved should be enormously proud of what's being achieved tonight.
And do you think the Muslim News Awards for Excellence contributes to a greater understanding of British Muslims in the UK?
I think it does. I think it's very important that we understand the things that are being done. There are enormously exciting things being done within the Muslim community, some people who are making a real difference, great spirits of enterprise, of innovation, but also of community and family, and that's very much the message you get listening to the award winners, listening to everyone who's here tonight.
And finally, do you think that the Muslim News Awards really inspires and encourages the younger Muslim generations, not only in the UK but around the rest of the world?
Well, I think what's important is that every young Muslim, in fact every young person in this country, regardless of their background, should understand what they can achieve. What you have in an event like tonight is people who can be role models to that next generation to say, you can do it. There are things we've done, and you can be the next one to be here, to be up on this stage, to be winning an award, and it's brilliant.
And finally, do you hope to come here next year?
I certainly do. I think this is an event that, it's really striking, it's clearly enormously impressive, and I certainly hope to be back.
Thank you ever so much for your time and have a lovely remainder of your evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Good evening, sir. And can you tell me what you made of tonight's event?
Well, as usual, it's been a great success. And each year it's a little bit bigger. And each year, I think the other thing one notices is that the participation is a bit more eclectic than the year before. And I think that's an extraordinarily positive message, both about the Muslims in Britain and their own diversity amongst themselves, but also, I think, the diversity of the people who are now mixing with them and networking with them and doing things together with them. So when I compare this to the first I went to, and I can't remember now how many years ago it was that I did first come.
Last year.
Well, I think it must be year 9 then. And I think I may have missed 1 year when I couldn't come. But as I say, each year it gets better, which was the comment I made when I was up on the platform.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Good evening. Have you had a good evening?
It is a fantastic evening, and for the last few years I have been here, and occasionally I give presentation for certain awards, and this reminds me of the wonderful thing that the Muslim News and especially Brother Ahmad Barsi is doing. Is fantastic. I really like that, and wherever I meet, they enjoy it. Especially this year is a bit more streamlined. People really like it.
So do you think this year, being the 10th anniversary of the Muslim News Awards, do you feel that this year is perhaps the best year that you've attended?
Well, as far as the function goes and the timing goes and the discipline goes, probably this is the best. But I think every year is the best because it's the celebration that not only the Muslim News is celebrating, it's the whole community. They are just making this happen. So we are grateful to Ahmad Barsi and Muslim News. It's an occasion where communities come together, Muslims and non-Muslims, and they show the best of Muslims to the Muslim community as well as the wider society. So I think this is really a fantastic event for everyone.
And finally, do you feel that these awards really inspire and educate the younger generations in the Muslim community, not only in the UK but around the rest of the world?
I think it does, because what happens, the judges go through the panel nominations, and they see the wide variety of Muslims, young, old, from diverse communities, coming up from different backgrounds, contributing to the community and the society in a very positive manner, and that gives the impression that Muslims are here to contribute to the wider society. And this message, because London is the hub of probably Western Muslims, and the message goes to the wider Muslim world. And this gives a positive image of Islam and Muslims, not only in the Western world, but it gives a bit of more confidence in the Muslim world.
And I take it you're going to be coming next year?
Inshallah, inshallah.
Fantastic. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, sir. What do you make of the work of the Muslim News and the Muslim News Awards for Excellence?
I think it's absolutely fantastic. I've been coming here now for 5 years. I think tonight is probably the best experience I've had in those 5 years. And I think that it shows a sheer diversity of our culture, which I think is fantastic.